experiencing it as that part of you that is enlivening is what we're going to be doing now. Enabling you to connect with your divine in a way that is meaningful and beneficial for your life is what these next processes are all about. There are several quotes that Phil and I would like to share with you. Wise people from every tradition in life have said various things about the divine and our connection with the divine. These are not in your packets, these quotes, so feel free to. There is one thing before I see you putting your packets away, there's one thing I'll ask you to get out. Since I see you putting your packets away, I'll ask you to get out that one thing. And that is the God inquiry form. Just take that out with your pen. You'll be utilizing that and you can use your packet to write on. You don't need to look at it just yet. But I want you to have that out before you put your packets away. Throughout the ages, wise people have been talking about God, the divine, the universe, source energy, whatever it is for you. And we have several quotes we'd like to share with you. The first quote I'd like to share is by Ralph Waldo Emerson. The simplest person who in his integrity worships God becomes God.
And then one from Deng Ming Dao, who the heck he is. Once you have seen the face of God, you see the same face on everyone you meet.
Meister Eckhart says it this way. The eye with which I see God is the same eye with which God sees me.
One of my personal favorites, Paramahatma Yogananda. God is simple. Everything else is complex.
Yep. And Plotinus anciently said it like this. The mind that wishes to behold God must itself become God.
In Thomas Merton, looking for God is like seeking a path in a field of snow. If there is no path and you are looking for one, walk across it and there is your path.
Walk across it and there is your path. So the question we raise this evening is this. Who or what is your divine for you right now? My experience of the divine has morphed over the years. It used to be a very masculine form of the divine, and it was singular, and it was a person, and it was somebody way out there that seemed rather out of reach. And yet, I connected with him. Over time, as my awareness expanded and my consciousness expanded, I began to see God in way more than just that definition. Philip has mentioned earlier that he experienced the divine telling him he had permission for it to be plural, more than one form of the divine. That is what has happened for me now. Originally, it was always Jesus, and I loved Jesus, and I had such a closeness with Jesus, but divine feminine was a completely foreign concept, and yet I could see on planet Earth the masculine and the feminine in everything. So, over time, my consciousness grew, and I began to see the divine as masculine and feminine, and I began to connect with Shriyama. Shriyama healed, as I already told you, my relationship with my mother. I then began to see God in the Hindu forms, Lakshmi and Saraswati and all of these other forms. I used to think that it was gross, all the different idols and the way they looked, all the different forms. I thought that was idolatry, and I used to judge it as being bad. And my awareness began to be heightened as I was more connected with the divine, that these are simply word pictures indicating all the different roles they fulfill and all the different aspects of personality. the different things they could accomplish and do was symbolized by many, many arms. I simply, in my past, had not understood the symbolism of all of these different word pictures and how people relate to God around the earth in different ways. Some people relate to God in nature. This is what I call my little nature shrine. We have rocks. We have birds, symbolizing nature. St. Francis of Assisi, again, healing gemstones, rocks. These things are also a form of the divine. So however you connect with the divine, whether it's nature, whether it's animals, we need to have some animals up here. I realized while Angie was speaking, we need to have some animals up here.
I'll bring my dog tomorrow morning.
Exactly. Some statues of animals. Because certainly that's appropriate. The divine energy, which is breath and spirit, is everywhere. And there's no place where it is not. So you can connect with the divine through anything that means something to you, be it animals or nature, or Suryama Bhagavan, or any other form that means something to you. And we'll talk more about that here in a moment. But right now, I'd like to ask Andrea if you could hit the lights, and I will have